911 and could be heard talking about heroin. Our Victor Puente has that in our top story here at 12:30. Victor?
The arrest citations for both of these men say police were responding to a drug complaint. Berea police tell me the call those citations are referring to came from one of the suspects. Police say dispatchers got a call to 911 around 2:30 Friday morning. They say the dispatcher could hear people talking, but the call seemed to be accidental. They say the dispatcher could hear people discussing heroin. That dispatcher was able to track the cell phone and send police to the Circle K on Richmond Road. Police say when they arrived, they found Greg Collins and Justin Cruz inside of the gas station and a female waiting in the truck. They say when police asked Collins to come outside to talk to them, he left a bag near the soda station that had money, meth, and heroin inside. They also say they found a Glock handgun inside of the truck, and Cruz told them the gun belonged to his dad. They say he had a bullet in his front right pocket.
We don't know if these guys were going to use there at the store or try to sell to somebody, or who knows what they were doing. But the main thing is that we got the drugs off the street that night. So I think the dispatcher in this case did a very good job.
Justin Cruz was charged with carrying a concealed weapon and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. Gregory Collins was charged with possession of heroin and meth, as well as resisting arrest and criminal mischief. In Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you. WKYT News tried to get a copy of that 911 call, but Berea police say because it is considered evidence in the case, they are not releasing it now. Heroin continues to be a substantial problem in Kentucky. We have seen rashes of overdoses in several communities. And in Georgetown, all officers there now have been issued Narcan. That is a drug that is used to reverse heroin's effects. Georgetown police received their Narcan doses through a grant at no cost to taxpayers.
New at 12:30, a Kentucky toddler shot overnight in Louisville has died. Police say the 3-year-old boy got hold of a gun in a home in the Algonquin neighborhood and shot himself. Other people were in the house at the time. Police have not said if anyone will be charged.
New at 12:30, a father's decision to monitor his daughter's social media account led to police charging a man with attempted rape. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office arrested 22-year-old Joshua Wagers last night when they say he went to the 12-year-old girl's house to pick her up. Police say the girl's father confronted Wagers and kept him there until the police arrived. Inside Wagers' car, police say they found alcohol, condoms, and drugs. They also found a gun, a police badge, and a police radio. Wagers is facing several charges today, including attempting to impersonate a police officer.
Lexington police say a Labor Day murder victim was set up by someone he knows. The victim, Victor Villagomez Duarte, was shot outside the Microtel Inn off Winchester Road near the interstate a week ago. Police have charged Destiny Huff and Daniel Glasscock with murder and robbery in the case. Investigators say Huff called the victim, then immediately called the suspects. Huff and Glasscock will be arraigned in Lexington at the top of the hour.
Friends of a Kentucky National Guardsman found dead in a burning car in Lexington are now hoping for justice. Lexington police found Trevor Dilger's body in a car just off Old Frankfort Pike more than a week ago. The coroner has ruled Dilger's death a homicide. Last night, his friends came together at Triangle Park to remember him. The coroner has not released Dilger's cause of death, and no arrests have been made as of now. The U.S. Defense Department says a Fort Campbell soldier died over the weekend in Kuwait. The department says 25-year-old First Lieutenant Jeffrey Cooper from Washington died from a non-combat related injury on Saturday. And a Louisville TV station says Cooper was killed in a rollover accident. He was assigned to the 502nd Infantry Regiment at Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
We're tracking a crime alert in Madison County after a gas station robbery. State police released these surveillance pictures. They say a man had a gun and his face was covered when he roughed up the clerk and stole cash. Police said the man's hat said American Sniper on it.
Well, apparently you can expect to see crews back at Center Point in downtown Lexington at some time this week. We spoke to developer Dudley Webb, who tells WKYT the project is still on schedule despite some delays. He says a board needed to approve some new changes to the project, and those changes have been sent on to contractors for pricing. Webb says he expects the garage will still be completed by next spring. Well, the 19th and newest Smithsonian Museum has now been completed.
The Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture is about to open its doors to the public. Wrapped in bronze, the museum shines brightly near the center of the National Mall.
On the mall, it's mainly white marble, and I thought, could we do something that gave a little color to this?
In more ways than one.
Well, and then that's what I realized.
To get a sense of the African American experience, you'll have to go below the surface, 5 stories down. A cabin for slaves and shackles small enough to restrain a child are reminders of America's regretful past. But there's joy to be found too, like Chuck Berry's cherry red Cadillac.
Did you sit in the
No,
driver's?
you know, you're supposed to treat artifacts with respect, but of course I sat in there. What, are you kidding me?
Of course. After President George W. Bush signed legislation to create the museum in 2003, Congress designated $270 million, or half of what it would cost to build it. More than $300 million more came through fundraising efforts. The museum opens September 24th.
And a sneak peek was this morning on CBS this morning here on WKYT.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Well, still to come, why a soaring number of kids are going to the ER with soccer injuries.
That's ahead in Better Living.
Looks pretty good outside, feels really nice. As low humidity is with us, that'll take us through the next couple of days, and not really much going on in your forecast except for later in the work week off into your weekend. I'm going to show you when that front arrives coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We're in the mid to upper 70s at this very moment. It feels fantastic outside. Low humidity, too. And I talked about it this morning on WKYT this morning, where I was talking about where these temperatures will be about 4 to 5 degrees higher than yesterday. We have already hit our highs from yesterday in some locations. Yesterday, we hit 80 degrees here in Lexington. We're already at that. Some in the upper 70s, we're already at that, too. So we're going to get warmer. But remember, humidity is the key during the summer months, and it is still way down. We're there in the 50s for dew points. We'll take that. That feels pretty good. We go throughout the day. When you have dew points in the 50s during the summer months, this is what you get. And what that means is there's just so much dry air outside, it's hard to really build these clouds. You're not going to see a lot of cloud cover later on today. Maybe a stray cloud or two, but most of it's going to look like this the rest of the day. So kids coming home from the bus stop, no problems whatsoever. We're at 83 degrees for an afternoon high. Great evening in store once we hit that 8 p.m. hour. We're looking for clear skies. Things look good. I don't see any problems whatsoever. Eating out on the patio, sitting on the back patio, just enjoying some time with family and friends. A fall-like weather will be with us today. And then we hit the next few days, temperatures on the rise. Humidity will be on the increase just a bit, but it's slowly but surely, okay? Then we hit midweek. That's Wednesday, Thursday. I don't see a great chance of rain, but you're talking 20% out of that, and that's it. So really now through Thursday, look pretty dry. I really don't see much of a problem. Heading toward Friday, still not a good chance of rain, but it's a little better opportunity. I give it 30–40% at this moment. And then it's off towards your weekend. Your weekend is your best chance of rain, just like this past weekend. And if you really think about it and date back toward last week, this looks like the same exact 7-day forecast as last week. We started getting those temperatures rising, started getting the moisture to come on in here, gives us small chances of rain, and then the best rain chance comes on your Saturday, which is exactly what we had last week. So it's really the same setup as what we had just a week ago. Saturday being your best opportunity at rain as of right now. We're still some days away to really jot down those details, but as of right now, it looks like the closer you get toward the weekend, the better likelihood of actually seeing a little bit of a rain chance. Yeah. But other than that, it is calm, it's quiet. And you're going to hear me say a lot this week. Pretty dry conditions.
And we're so far out, maybe it'll even change for the weekend too. So that's
exactly right.
Don't panic yet.
That's right. Micah, thank you so much. Caution for youngsters heading out onto the soccer field. And are parents making mistakes when it comes to giving medicine to children?
Marley Hall has details in this Better Living report.
A new study in the journal Pediatrics suggests 85% of parents are making errors when giving liquid medicine to children. Researchers found most errors involved overdosing, and that dosing cups are linked to more errors compared to oral syringes. They say using regular kitchen spoons also contributes to mistakes. Nationwide Children's Hospital reports a dramatic rise in soccer-related injuries among kids 7 to 17. Researchers found about 300 children are treated every day in the ER. They looked at 25 years worth of data and found sprains, strains, and fractures were the most common injuries, and that the rate of concussions significantly increased. Doctors advise women who've had gastric bypass surgery to wait 18 months before trying to become pregnant. New data indicates women who've had the weight loss surgery are prone to nutrient deficiencies and risk giving birth to small babies. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Marley Hall, CBS News, New York.
And keep it right here on WKYT News on this very pleasant afternoon. You can take a swing to help those with disabilities.
Details about the John Morris Golf Tournament. Stay with us.
Welcome back in. Great to have you with us on WKYT. And you can take a swing and help those with disabilities. The annual John Morris Golf Tournament is happening next month, and now's the time to register and get ready.
To learn more about it, we're joined by John Morris, event sponsor, along with Cindy Jacobelli with Easter Seals Cardinal Hill. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. Well, you've created a tradition here.
5 years. Wow.
Tell us about this tournament, what folks need to know.
Yeah, so this is the fifth annual one here. Started off 4 years ago when I broke my back, and it was the horse industry came together, the hospital and all my friends to raise money for my rehab, and then from there I brought into Cardinal Hill when it was nonprofit and bought some equipment there that they needed. And then when we went to Cindy, I hopped on a board and started doing some more recreational stuff. And now we sponsor BASH, our adaptive hockey league here, which is one of our sponsors. Still does my rehab. We got the permanently disabled jockey fund into it for the jockeys' help there, and just a whole bunch more people. And it's just a fun little thing. We have it at University Club October 3rd, Monday, so come on out. It's just a fun event. We have drinks, everything, and just a fun little scramble.
Yeah, and you're really doing so much good out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, how important is it, Cindy, for people who have disabilities to stay active?
It's vital for people. You know, when John was hurt, we met right away and kind of said, where's your head? What are you thinking? What do you want to do? And series of events and conversations, and hockey was just a natural for him being from the Northeast. So we had a sled hockey clinic, but once the Morris family jumped on board, it just went. And so now we play every year consistently out at the ice rink, and but it just gives people something to do, something to stay active. It's very social. It just gives a great quality of life for people to continue on, for not only them but their families as well.
John, what does it do for you to see people enjoying themselves in this way?
It's one of those things that, warms you up on the inside there. One of my favorite moments when we got, because we get a few people, adaptive people coming out for the golf there, which is, I love seeing that, and we get golf carts, adapted ones for us, and then the hockey event, we had a lady showed up with her daughter who was in a wheelchair and couldn't really push herself and couldn't get any skates, and we're like, well, just go out there and you can push her on the thing, and I started to cry up a little bit. It's like, that's the whole point of the whole thing, is getting everybody back out there to do stuff with their friends and family again that they think they couldn't do ever again.
Yeah, get in the game.
Yep,
and
exactly.
as you said, that's the point of it all.
And that's always, just to put a smile on a person's face is all we're trying to do.
$150 per player, and it benefits the John Morris GolfClassic.com. Again, it's coming up on October 3rd, a shotgun start at noon. Thanks for coming. It's always good to see you.
Good luck with it.
Thank you very much.
Well, coming next, it's 2016, but we're stepping back into the 60s.
Find out about Lafayette High School's sock hop next.
Welcome back. All right, you can take a step back in time for a night of dancing, music, and a lot of fun. Lafayette High School is holding its annual sock hop for members of the classes of the 1960s.
And to learn more about it, we're joined by Greg Hancock and Ward Pell from Lafayette's class of 65. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
We're excited. We love to share anything about Lafayette and all the schools in town getting together.
Oh, it sounds like fun.
You know, it really is. It was a great era to be in school. It was during the 60s. And this group seems to really enjoy dancing and playing and having a good time.
So you're going to really recreate the sock hop, right? So what's it like?
Well, now we don't really recreate the sock hop. We wear our shoes.
Okay. All right.
Some of us do, yeah.
Some of us. We don't all do that.
Depends on how late in the night you get.
You got it.
Right. Now, some of the girls may be out of it. But we have a great band, the Silverbacks, and Greg, of course, is the lead singer with them. And we just, jeans.
We began to realize a few years ago that the older we get, the more diverse our social population is, because the people we graduated with, some of them are not here anymore, and a lot of the people that were not in our class were our very close friends.
Yes.
So by having the sock hop and opening it up to everyone from the 1960s, we get to see a lot of people that we lived with, but we might not have gone to school with.
Yeah. And you said a lot of folks from across town, but you said even out in the region there'll be some others.
Throughout the region.
There will be, but people dated each other. It wasn't exclusive Lafayette. You'd have guys at Lafayette that would date the Bryan Station or the Henry Clay girls.
There are some good stories there. I know that.
Yes.
There are some good stories.
I'm sure those come back to life.
And our class grew up and went away for jobs.
Yeah.
Or they met people in college who lived in other Kentucky towns, so they went there.
And you all do a lot of good. A lot of good comes out of this.
Yes.
Tell us about the cause.
It's a charitable event. Every year we pick a different one. This year, the proceeds will go to the arts programs at Lafayette High School. A lot of the public school programs have been defunded and they need some resources. Yeah. So we will always pick a charity, and we always give to the Alumni Association Scholarship Fund.
Yes.
So we provide part of a scholarship, and we help an organization of today's students. It kind of creates a liaison between students of the past and students of the present.
Yeah,
we all walk the same halls.
Well, it's coming up Friday night, and it'll be from 6 until 10, and we appreciate you coming in, and I think...
Come prepared to have fun.
Ward's ready to go, you can tell, right?
It's time to go and party, folks.
There you go. All right.
Big red
let's go off
and a round barn.
Okay.
That's great.
Let's check in with Micah before we go.
I want to party with you over there. I hear you over there. Look, 83 the rest of the afternoon. Speaking of a party, this is a party of the forecast. 77 there by the evening hours, guys. It looks good and will feel fantastic this evening. The rest of the work week, yeah, Chris Bailey, he'll be in here at 4 p.m. Get you updated on that.
All right, The Young and the Restless is coming up next. Remember, the news is always on at WKYT.com.
We leave you with the music of today's Wood Songs Kid. He's a young guitarist from North Carolina.
And here is Jeremiah Job. Enjoy.